Okay, part B. A car travels s meters in t seconds, and its speed v is given by the formula in part A. And a second car travels d meters in t seconds, so that d is directly proportional to t squared, and it travels 225 meters in 10 seconds. So what is that telling us? Well, d is directly proportional to t squared. D is directly proportional to t squared, which means that d is equal to some constant of proportionality times by t squared. We can figure out k if we rearrange d over t squared. We know that d is 225 and t is 10. That's 225 over 100, 10 squared. So k is 9 over 4 if we divide by 25. K is 9 over 4, so we can get a new equation for d. D is 9 over 4 t squared. After 6 seconds, the two cars have traveled the same distance. Calculate v. What is that distance? Well, d is equal to 9 over 4 t squared times by 36. 36 over 4 is 9. 9 times 9, the distance is 81. So what is our equation from the last question? S is equal to 5vt over 12 minus 3t. S equal to 5vt over 12 minus 3t. What do we know? We know that S is 81 and t is 6. So this becomes 5 times 6 is 30, v over 12, 3 times 6 minus 18, all equal to 81. 30 over 12 can become 5 over 2, divided by 6. So 5 over 2 v, and then minus 18 is equal to 81. But if I just take that 18 to the other side, equals to 81 plus 18, 99. 5 over 2v equals to 99. We multiply both sides by 2, we get 5v equals to 198. 5v equals to 198, v equals to 198 over 5. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as its exact form, 198 over 5 meters per second for speed. Question 22. A number is increased by 30%, decreased by 40%, and then increased again by 20%. What is the overall percentage change from the original number? So we can work in decimals with percentage multipliers, but I would prefer to work in fractions. Increasing by 30% is the same as timesing by 1.3. 1.3 is a fraction, is 13 over 10. Decreasing by 40% is the same as timesing by 0.6. Timesing by 0.6, that's a fraction of 6 over 10. And increasing by 20% is times 1.2. As a fraction is 12 over 10. What is the overall percentage change from the original number? Okay, we've got 13 over 10 times by 6 over 10 times by 12 over 10. So that is equal to 13 times 6 times 12 on the top, all over 1,000. Okay. 13 times 6, we get 78. So 78 times by 12 over 1,000. So let's just multiply these two numbers together. Come down here, 78 and 12. 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 7, 14, add the 1. 1, 5, 6. Done the 2, put a 0. The 1 times the 8 is just going to be 8. And 1 times 7, not add the 1, 1 times 7 is 780. Add those together, 156 over 780 plus 780 plus 780, 6, 3, 8, 936. Okay, so 936 over 1,000. We want an overall percentage change, so we can get the denominator into 100, then our percentage will be on top. So let's take a decimal place. That gives us 93.6 over 100. The word percent means per 100, every 100. So our percentage is 93.6%. The overall percentage change from the original number. So 100% take away 93.6 is leaving us with 6.4% of a decrease. So changes by 6.4%, decreases minus 6.4%. 23, expand n bracket n plus 1 bracket n plus 2. Focusing on the first bit first. Okay, pen. N times n is n squared plus n. That forms a new bracket, and we have n plus 2 to multiply n. N squared times by n is n cubed. N squared times by 2 plus 2n squared. N times n, another n squared. And n times 2 plus 2n. So n cubed plus 2n squared plus n squared. So we've got n cubed plus 3n squared plus 2n. Lovely, expanded. Question B. To prove that n bracket n plus 1 bracket n plus 2 is a multiple of 6 for any positive integer. So, what is a multiple of 6? A multiple of 6 has to be even, so divisible by 2. And it has to be, all multiples of 6 are divisible by 3 as well. So 1, it's even, and 2, divisible by 3. So if we prove these two things, we can prove that it's a multiple of 6. So n plus 1, and n plus 2 are 3 consecutive integers, 3 consecutive numbers. N plus 1 and n plus 2 are 3 consecutive numbers, integers. Okay. In 3 consecutive integers, at least one of them has to be even. Okay. At least one of these numbers, n or n plus 1 or n plus 2, is even. Okay. And so if we have an even number and we've multiplied them all together, we've found the product, then this expression is even, because anything times with the 2 involved, an even number, is going to be even, the product's going to be even. So we know that it's even because one of these numbers is even, but we also know that one of these 3 consecutive integers are a multiple of 3. There was a multiple of 3 in every 3 numbers. So at least one is divisible, is a multiple of 3. So we know that it's even and a multiple of 3. We know that, therefore, multiple of 6. Okay, question 24. Can we solve the equation x squared minus 7x plus 10 is 0? So we need to factorize first. We need a number that, numbers that add to make minus 7 and times to make positive 10. Straight away, I'm going to go for minus 2 x minus 5. 2 negatives multiplied together make a positive, so we get out a positive 10 out of that, and then we get minus 5x minus 2x minus 7x. But we need to set each individual bracket to 0. So x minus 2 is equal to 0. Rearranging that for x, we get x is 2. X is minus 5 is equal to 0. So we know that x is equal to positive 5. Solve the equation, x is 2 or x is 5. Okay, lovely stuff.